Hey, so we have a new event coming up with some Pokemon that could have some potential in Go Battle League. We're going to talk about them today. Gear up for the Steel-type Ultra Beast, Mega Aggron, and Togedemaru with a new event, Test Your Mettle. Now, when it comes to the new Pokemon for this event, we're going to be seeing Celesteela as well as Kartana. Now, this event says it's starting Friday, September 16th, but then it also says September 13th, which is today. You guys can get these from raids. Now, Celesteela is going to be in the southern hemisphere and Kartana is going to be in the northern hemisphere. So you're going to want to send those raid invites to your friends that are on the other side of the world. That way you can get access to these Pokemon. We're also going to be seeing Mega Aggron, so I can be even more lazy when it comes to my raids, as well as Togedemaru, which is going to be an interesting new Pokemon potentially for the Great League. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about Celesteela. Now, Celesteela is going to be a Steel Flying type Pokemon like Skarmory, has somewhat well-rounded stats here. This is going to be similar to Empoleon. If we were to look at the Ultra League, Empoleon, there we go. So somewhat similar stat spread right there. Not too tanky, not too heavy on the damage, just pretty well rounded. But the tough thing with Celesteela is going to be its moveset. It's a Steel Flying with access to Smackdown and Air Slash, both of which don't gain energy very quickly, but in the right situations, they are good fast moves against, like if you have Smackdown against Talonflame or Air Slash against Buzzwole, for example, right? Charge moves as well. It does have access to Body Slam, which is always nice to have, but its other charge moves are not that good. Bulldoze, Heavy Slam, and Iron Head. So if there was a better, if this had Drill Run, for example, then we might be talking. But ultimately, I don't think it's not too amazing. So let's see what it does. It still has a 52% win rate here, as you guys can see in the level 50 open Ultra League, which is important to note. It's gonna be winning what it's supposed to beat. It's gonna be beating those Venusaurs and the Buzzwoles, Poliwrath, Nidoqueen, Toxicroak. Remember that typing, Steel Flying. But again, it's going to be losing to a lot of what might be the hard meta Pokemon that you guys are going to be seeing. Registeel, Talonflame, Obstagoon, Empoleon, Mandibuzz, Cofagrigus, Galarian Stunfisk, Giratina Altered, Defense Form Deoxys, Jellicent, Walrein, Swampert. I mean, that whole list right there could make like a dozen different teams that you guys see in the meta. So Celesteela, while it can be fun with its typing and moveset, ultimately, I don't think is going to make a big splash because it's being held back with Bulldoze as the charge move, and it could have potentially better fast moves. Now, for the Master League, we're going to be checking out Master League level 50. How does this thing perform? It's not going to be doing too hot. I mean, you only get 10 wins right there against the meta, and you will be losing to a lot of the meta Pokemon similar to the Ultra League. So overall, while it's a cool new Pokemon, don't go riding back home to say how amazing this thing is because it's just not going to be really in Go Battle League. Now, when it comes to Kartana, it is going to be a Grass Steel type Pokemon, which is again another interesting combo, extremely weak to one typing right here, which is going to be Fire. And it does have access to good charge moves. Leaf Blade and Night Slash is arguably a solid charge move set. We see that on Sirfetch'd. But once again, it is being held back by its fast moves, Razor Leaf and Air Slash. This isn't really going to get you too far. I mean, obviously, if you run Razor Leaf, you guys know how this is going to work. You're going to absolutely destroy the Water-type Pokemon. Now, Kartana as well is very high on the attack, 218 right there with low defense and low stamina for the open Ultra League. So it is a glass cannon, makes sense, it's a piece of paper. But we will see that it just gets absolutely destroyed by a lot of the meta, but it beats what it's supposed to, the water Pokemon. So if you want to just have a hard-hitting, spicy Razor Leaf user that can tear apart Swampert, Poliwrath, Jellicent, Tapu Fini, and Empoleon, which you will probably be seeing a lot in Ultra League, then by all means, go for it. But if you are facing nearly anything else other than those water-type Pokemon, it's gonna have a rough time. All of these neutral matchups, it's very tough for it because it's just a glass cannon and having Razor Leaf and Air Slash. Now, obviously, if we switch Razor Leaf here to Air Slash, it's gonna pick up some different matchups. So we do see it still beats the waters. It now picks up Venusaur and Trevenant, but that Trevenant one is extremely close and probably due to one fast move difference, honestly. Same with Granbull. Now, granted, you can do super effective damage with the fast move against Machamp, but you are taking super effective damage as well because you are part steel typing. So overall, Kartana, it's kind of rough. Now, let's see about Master League as well. It gets pretty high with its combat power right there, as you can see, 4156. Again, another glass cannon with Razor Leaf, which we really don't have a strong Razor Leaf user in the open Master League. So this obviously is going to tear apart Kyogre. So if you really don't like Kyogre and just want to delete it, bring a Kartana. You guys can take that thing down. But overall, it picks up a couple wins that it's supposed to, Water-type Pokemon, and then it just loses to everything else. And especially with the Master League having so many dragons, and with Dragonite getting superpower, it's gonna be tough for this thing to perform well. And finally, we have Togedemaru. Now, Togedemaru is going to be a wild spawn, so you guys have a chance to get it for the Great League, which is gonna be really nice. Now, fast move, it has Thunder Shock, obviously really good. Charge moves, it has Wild Charge, Fell Stinger, and Gyro Ball. So the Wild Charge Thunder Shock combo is very nice, but its secondary charge moves, I mean, you could go for Shield Bait with Fell Stinger to boost that attack, but that is going to be hugely situational, and Gyro Ball is not the best steel type charge move that you guys could be using. So unfortunately, that kind of holds it back a bit. And with having Wild Charge as your main source of damage right here, that applies that debuff to you, which means you could set yourself up in a position where you might lose because you have to throw those Wild Charges. But let's see how it does overall. Overall against the meta, it gets 17 wins, nearly 50%, 44 right there. And obviously being a steel electric typing is going to be losing to those ground type Pokemon. It's extremely weak to ground. So Runerigus, Stunfisk, Diggersby, they're going to be destroying it. Swampert as well. But on the other side, you can still do well against a lot of meta Pokemon. You obviously can do well against Walrein, Froslass, Skarmory, Cresselia, Mandibuzz. You can do well against that new Lantern, which is in the meta. You can still take out Talonflame and the, well, Azumarill. But this Azumarill one is very close, and this is why I said having Wild Charge as your main source of damage is going to be troublesome, because if they have shields and they're doing raw neutral damage to you, like Azumarill would with those bubbles, it could be a very tough situation. So when it comes to Great League, I think Togedemaru could make a splash, right? And it could do very well in limited cups, so you definitely want to get that. But overall, I think it's going to be all right. It's nothing too amazing. Now, when it comes to the Ultra League level 50, we see it has a little bit less of a win rate right there. It is going to be 14 wins, 35%. You are losing to a lot of the meta Pokemon. Again, being a steel type Pokemon, you're going to be weak to fighting. You're going to be weak to ground, which is a lot of the meta that we do see here. You still pick up what you need to when it comes to Walrein and Jellicent and Tapu Fini, as well as Alolan Ninetales. But overall, you get some nice wins, and it has its coverage. So this might have to be a anchor type Pokemon, because if you get locked down pretty hard against a Galarian Stunfisk, a Swampert, or a Machamp, or an Obstagoon, it is not going to go too well. So that is going to be it for the event. All these Pokemon are obviously going to be new Pokedex, and they're going to be great to have, but overall, right now, with the movesets that they have and the meta as it is, they are not going to make a dramatic impact changing everything, but they will be there, and if Togedemaru gets a specialty cup where it can shine, then obviously that could perform really well. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.